All right, back on the Young Turks. I got a bunch of stories lined up for you, but let's have fun first. Rick Perry. You know, Rick Perry's putting together that prayer fest in August, and they're going to all get together and pray and pray and pray. That's lovely for them. Let's have Rick Perry defend it, because it's great listening to him.
This is Governor Rick Perry, and I'm inviting you to join your fellow Americans in a day of prayer and fasting on behalf of our nation. As an elected leader, I'm all too aware of government's limitations when it comes to fixing things that are spiritual in nature. That's where prayer comes in, and we need it more than ever. With the economy in trouble, communities in crisis, and people adrift in a sea of moral relativism, we need God's help. That's why I'm calling on Americans to pray and fast like Jesus did, and as God called the Israelites to do in the book of Joel.
I don't know, man. I enjoy watching that guy every single time. That's Josh Brolin playing W. I mean, he looks like such a goofball. Is it me? When I see him, I think that dude must lack intelligence, because he's got that weird, goofy smile like, let's do what Jesus would have done. By the way, I would love it. You crazy? Okay, I think Jesus is way too liberal for me, but hey, it'd be a good start. Imagine Rick Perry becomes president. He's thinking of running for president. He's like, all right, I'm going to do what Jesus did. Let's throw out all the money changers. Okay, and let's give everything to the poor. I don't think that's the way Rick Perry's going to go. That certainly isn't how he governed Texas, that's for sure. And he says, you know, I believe that government cannot fix things that are spiritual. Who said it could? Yeah, I agree with you. So, I mean, imagine that that's the strategy. He's like, I don't know how to fix the economy at all, but when I get in the office, I'm going to pray a lot. Man, that is a Texas-sized goofball. Now, some of the pastors in Texas don't like this. They're like, look, I don't want religion and state getting mixed up. And then which religion are you going to pick? Let's hear from one of them.
We feel that when you're the governor of a state and you hold a public event, you're supposed to invite everybody.
The minister of Emerson Unitarian Universalist Church, where many different religious beliefs are embraced, takes issue with the governor's Christian-based event and its supporter, the American Family Association.
They have spoken out very virulently against particularly gays and lesbians, but they also are not too terribly fond of Muslims. Politics, you know, is often a messy kind of business, which is why religion is best to keep it at arm's length.
They're not particularly fond of the Muslims neither. That is very, very true. But, you know, we have some pastors on the other side who think this is a wonderful idea. Let's listen to them.
Any religion would be welcome to come. The event will be overwhelmingly Christian. It just will be.
At a time when our government can't agree on a budget, Pleasant Grove Baptist Church leader C.L. Jackson sees this as an opportunity for clarity.
It's important because God gives us the answer to our situation. Every political problem there is.
If the pundits are right and prayer doesn't work and God is no big deal, then why are they so concerned about whether Governor Perry calls the prayer meeting?
It's not because we think like, oh my God, don't do it. If you call the prayer meeting, all your prayers will come true and then we'll lose. Have at it, Hoss, man. Go nuts. As long as you don't get the government involved and you all want to get together, and they've done this a million times over, get as many people as you can get together. Pray like, let's pray. Have at it, Hoss, man. I got no issues with that. I just don't want our government doing that because, one, they're wasting their time, and two, it depends on which God they're praying to. And we have a country that isn't supposed to pray to one particular God, that isn't supposed to be one particular religion, but apparently these people totally miss the Constitution. But I love that first pastor when he was like, well, I guess other religions can come. Ain't going to be Christian, though. Okay, at least he was clear on that. The other pastor was not as clear. There was a little bit of mumbling going on there. JR, can you clarify that? We had a conversation about it.
I didn't feel you were going to make me do that. Well, I don't know if everyone knows, but I did grow up in a Baptist church in St. Louis. And man, it was just like a direct flashback. You look down and you talk, and it seems like their lips are never going to not be stuck together because God will tell you. And there's a lot of smacking. So he's right in your ear, and you don't want to hear anything he has to say because you've lost him. He's lost you 5 minutes ago. That's how all the deacons, most of the ministers on the board, because my father was one of the ministers.
Now, look, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of mumblers because I just keep, I don't have great hearing to begin with. I keep leaning in. What did he say again? But I did pick up on the second or third time that I watched that he said God has the answers to all the political questions anyway. Is that right? What if we ask Jesus, hey, should we keep bombing Libya? What do you think Jesus says? Any chance Jesus would be like, oh, yeah, Gaddafi's there? Let's bomb the crap out of him. Probably not. Man, last thing on Rick Perry. Every time I see Rick Perry, I think of this guy.
It's a really long question.
Who doesn't miss that guy, man? Who doesn't miss him?
And you can always follow me on Twitter.
On Twitter. All right, so that's Rick Perry.